Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tribal Trades. I want to wish all of those in the United States of America a very happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day, wherever you are celebrating. So we have a fantastic day. Try and get all of your buy and your sell orders loaded and ready so you can just enjoy the day with family and friends. Also, from wherever you are around the world, I hope you're enjoying your July 4th as well. In fact, those of you who are watching the video today, why don't you give me a shout out of where you are from and what you're doing, especially if you are in the United States of America, especially how you are celebrating the 4th of July. Maybe you have a tradition that you do every year, or maybe just something that you love doing. Family and friends would love to hear that. And if you're in other places around the world, I'd love to hear where you are today, what country you're tuning in from. I do see on the YouTube analytics, all the different countries that tune in. So I do know where some are tuning in from, but here we are talking about Bitcoin because we've had a nice dump. We have lost the 200 EMA on the daily. And I did say I would do an update video if we did lose that level. Now, officially, we haven't lost it. It's below it right now because we haven't had a daily close under it, and we haven't had a 3-day close under it. We haven't been under it for a week. We've just gone under it in the last 10 to 12 hours. So I want to talk about that a little bit. Now, if you haven't smashed the like, please do so. That helps get this video out to more people. And if you'd love to join an ever-growing community, please subscribe, activate the bell notification. Love all the comments and the questions. I do get back to those as soon as possible. I really appreciate amazing growing community here. And of course, all those in the Discord, incredible group of people that are in there trading, sharing knowledge. And if you haven't joined the Discord, you can do so. There's a link in the description, docswithjosh.com. There are different levels that you can join for membership there. I'm in the crypto channel daily, engaging there. Would love to meet you in there if you'd love to do that. Okay, so let's talk about the Bitcoin update. So we've had the main sell pressure has come from minor capitulation, and we've talked about the minor capitulation signal. As we can see, the minor capitulation has been so big that is near the levels or comparable to those at the bottom of the bear market when Bitcoin hit 15 or 16K. And this is where we're at. This was the market bottom after FTX miners capitulated completely here. We are seeing the same thing here. So my feeling is and I've been saying this for a few days, that I felt that we were at a bottom or pretty close to it. And definitely, look, here's the thing. This certain trader that I watch from time to time says a saying, I hate it. It kind of grosses me out. But he says, those who try and pick bottoms get smelly fingers. And I'm like, oh, I hate listening to that. But it's actually, there's some wisdom in there. And this is why the dollar cost average system that I have in place, that I teach in my videos, my life-changing gains. If you haven't seen life-changing gains, there is a 5-part series. It has a bonus 6 lesson that I break into 5 parts as well. And I have my trade, hodl, and accumulate methods taught in there. I show all the indicators for identifying local bottoms and local tops. I talk about all the indicators that I use to trade. And I have my money printing method system in lesson 6 that I break into 5 different parts. So please go back and watch that. And so, as you know, my cheat sheet, which we'll look at in a moment, some of those orders have been hit today. I know Ethereum got hit at 3,100, so I picked up some more Ethereum there. But what are my thoughts on all of this? My thoughts on all of this is that the German government has been selling Bitcoin on the open market. Now, this doesn't make sense because usually when countries or there are people that want to sell large amounts of Bitcoin, they do so OTC. What is OTC? It's over the counter. This doesn't affect Bitcoin price. That's like me selling Bitcoin to you. You send me your wallet address and you send me USDC or USDT, and I send you the Bitcoin. There is no impact to price at all. this doesn't make sense to me. And it just feels like a lot of market manipulation at the moment that this would be happening. And the German government, of all people, are doing this. They're just dumping Bitcoin on the open market, on exchanges, just along with the miners capitulating. And of course, we have the Mt. Gox fear that is circulating of more Bitcoin being sold and released this month. Now, but obviously the Bitcoin is being distributed, and then people can obviously sell them on the exchanges, I guess. Okay, so the German government just dumping Bitcoin on the open market on July 4th. Thanks a lot, Germany. You're awesome. If you're from Germany, I'm just kidding. I have friends that are German, and they are wonderful, beautiful people, okay? All right, so the other thing is we have the ETH ETF coming up. And part of me is like, if does Wall Street want their buddies buying, Bitcoin had pumped through 70 and 73 and 75, the price of ETH would be through the roof. Do we really think that Bitcoin, that the Wall Street, that they want a good price when the ETH ETF goes live, and they want all their buddies buying in at that price? I don't think BlackRock and Fidelity and all the other companies that are going to be going live with the ETH ETF want all their clients buying an ETH top, or when ETH is topping out. They want to be, is it coincidence that the ETH ETF is about to be approved and be listed and go live, and we have blood in the streets, we have fear. So this is very, very interesting to me. Let's look at a couple of things in the charts here. First of all, the 200 EMA on the daily is gone, as I said, and we don't have a close above it, though. We don't have a close below it, and we don't have a confirmed all-day close. Again, I'm just going to lay it out clear. Here's the 50-day moving average. While we're below it, I'm bearish. I've been saying this for I don't know how long, how many days. Below it, I'm bearish. Above it, I am bullish. You'll be able to see why in a moment, because I'm actually going to bring these little bit of charts. This 200 EMA on the daily hasn't been tested for 260 days since it was last tested, and generally it's been a pretty good area of entry for buying. So if we actually look at this was posted yesterday and before the 200 EMA was broken, but you can actually see that the 200 EMA was broken. If you can see here that, it's being tested for the first time since 27K. What happened after 27K? It absolutely melted faces and took off all the way to 73, 74K. So this is a good level to watch closely. Any closes below could signal a further slowdown correction. So as you can see here, it tends to be a great buying opportunity in the long term. We haven't tested this since back when at 27K a long time ago. Here we are here, but you can see the other times it's tested, it has tended to be a great buying opportunity. Obviously, if the 200 EMA gets lost and we close under it consecutively for many days like we have here, then the alts are going to suffer, and it could get a little bit nasty there for a little while. But I do think we are eventually going to come out of this, and I'm going to give my thoughts on Bitcoin here. But there are a couple of concerns that I have, and here you have the hash ribbons. Here we have minor capitulation. We still are minor capitulation. We need a blue buy signal here. That would signal the miners have stopped capitulating. And of course, this will be a bit of a lagging indicator, by the way. You can kind of see this indicator hit, but we had already started dumping. So I would already expect some recovery before the blue buy signal gets released. And you can add this to your charts, the hash ribbon. All right, so there has been a few things to be thinking about, and this was something that I was messaged Josh about yesterday, is the stochastic RSI in the weekly has done something it's never done before in history. But you can see here how never before after Bitcoin has the weekly RSI has gone above the 20 level here, where the blue has crossed the red over the 20, has it ever come back below. I've gone all the way back to 2010, and you certainly can as well, and it has never, ever, ever happened before. You can see that it goes down low and then keeps going lower, but once it breaks above the 20 here, it never does. So that's something that's never happened before in the history of Bitcoin, which again leads me to feel that we shouldn't be here right now. We should actually be continuing to go up, and this is just massive market manipulation here. There's nothing else that I can think of that leads me to believe that something else is happening but market manipulation. The Mt. Gox is being released the same month the German government start dumping Bitcoin on the open market. I think if this was not the case, then this would not have happened. The other thing that I want to, so that's very interesting there. We also do have some bullish things, a lot of bullish, and that's, if you look at yesterday's video and almost every video, there are bullish indicators that the bottom is close or near, and we should have a turnaround soon. And all of a sudden, we have this downturn, and the weekly stochastic RSI does something that's never done before. I feel that there is a lot of manipulation going on here in the market. We do have, though, some bullish news, some bullish divergence here. And you can see this right here. So let's see how that plays out. If that plays out, so we can see here the price has gone lower, but the daily RSI has looking bullish there. Now that, number one, will that play out? Not all divergences play out. Number two, how long will it take to play out? So, but that is something that's quite positive, something that is quite positive there. And the other thing that I'll show you is that if we look at the same time, Bitcoin, July 2020, and let's find this here on the charts here. This is when Bitcoin starts to come out. So you can see here around the first week of July 2020 was, and this is where we should be, in my opinion. Okay. Also, I think on the weekly time frame here, we do have a bit of a flag for Bitcoin that has formed here. You can see up the top. It's not drawn exactly, but we're just gonna, you get the idea here. And we have the pole here. And so we don't really want to lose this level here. This is a bullish flag. And we can see one here that came up, and then we have similar one right in here. So we don't want to lose that, because if that came across and then we came back down again, that would be fairly bearish for me. So this is the level around where we want to hold. There is liquidation levels, heavy liquidation levels, where longs are going to get liquidated at 55 to 56K. And we certainly are starting to get down there. So what am I thinking for Bitcoin? Let's have a go back to the chart on the, let's look at on the daily, because that seems to be the clearest time frame to trade here. So it's very simple for me. This is how I'm playing this. Number one, we've lost the Fibonacci level here at 59K. The next fib level is down at 55.5K, right where, and we have, what did we get down to there? Have we gotten that level? What have we gotten down to today so far? On July 4th, we've gone down to 56,700. So we have tagged 56. We have tagged 56 there. So we're very close. So I think my general feeling is that most likely I would like to see this level hold here, 55, 56. And I'd like to see us to not close under the 200 EMA on the daily. But if we did, it wouldn't be the most terrible thing, because we did have multiple closes under it at the around the 27K level before we took off. Okay, so there was some daily closes under there. However, I'd hate to see a rejection and then a real drop down to here. Now, if that did happen, if we did break below it, have a hard rejection here and reject and start to really drop down to this below 54, etc., without a really quick recovery, like a V-shaped recovery here, then I feel that the 50 to 51 is in play, and we do have a Lux Algo order block here, and my other trend line is sitting here waiting just in case that may happen. Now, if we do come down and hit this 50 to 51 level, it's quite possible. I think, obviously, I'd like to see this hold. Then I would like to think that we would not go any further down than here. I think we have a wick here. We have some support here. If we come across, and we have a nice volume here on the volume indicator, which is significant. And I do think that if we would then drop from 50 and we would then come all the way down. Now, I would be surprised if we would come down all the way to 42, because we do have this nice volume in here leading down to there, and certainly for here. So my feeling is, let's hold here on the 55 to 56K level. Let's bounce around here. Let's come back up here, bounce around for a little bit, retest the 50-day moving average, off to the races. And then obviously if we do go lower, then yeah, I do think it would be a sharp drop down to this 50, 51K level. And then I'm seeing 48, 750, 49,000 as a low that I wouldn't expect us to close. I have any kind of close under. I think this would be the lows here, and alts would get absolutely smashed, but it would lead to buying opportunities, which just kind of leads us to that the altcoins, the coming back to my crypto cheat sheet here is, but I think the importance is about being in the right altcoins. And so the ones that are good altcoins to be looking to purchase and pick up right now are those that are doing well against the Bitcoin pairing. What are those altcoins? Well, we'll go into them a little bit more over the next couple of days, but Casper, Onda, Pendle have all done really well against Bitcoin so far this year. And so I picked up some more Pendle at $4. So I got another buy in there for Pendle at $4. My Ondo buy, I have another Ondo buy at $1.01. I'm not sure if that got hit. I'd have to check that. Casper is coming pretty close, 15 cents, but I would actually say 15 to 16 cent region there isn't a bad entry there. Casper, and obviously 13 cents now. So Casper's been a great one to swing trade. So, I mean, I feel like Casper's a great accumulation coin where you can be buying the dips and selling the pumps, buying the dips, selling the pumps all the way up. Ondo, I feel, could be another one for this as well. I know many of you on the Discord have been doing that already. Solana, of course, Render has been very strong against Bitcoin. That's another one that can be accumulated, $7. I don't think we've come as far down as $6 yet. We may not come down that far. Solana, certainly I've got my $101 order waiting, but this is another one here as well. Tau got hacked, and as we saw with the AVAX, that was a great opportunity to pick up some AVAX cheap. So I think it's a great opportunity to pick up some Tau. It's still sitting around $230 level. And then obviously TON has not come back to $6.40. I gave that call at the end of May. If you got in on that call, the TON call, that you'll be up, it went up over $8, and that's been performing fantastically. I did pick up some more SUI at 71, and I have got another order in on SUI at around 61 cents, which was the price that I originally picked up SUI at. I'm looking at some of my other coins that are not on this list here. I'm looking at selling out of the coins like I did with SHIB. Got out of SHIB, sold into a stronger coin in Floki that is very good against the Bitcoin pairing. That is one of the strongest meme coins against the Bitcoin pairing, along with Brett. I'm thinking of adding Brett to this chart because Brett is actually doing a lot better against Bitcoin than Doge. But I just feel Doge is in there because of the Elon factor. But I do have a holding of Brett as well. So over July 4th and over this tomorrow and the next couple of days, I will be looking at selling some of the poorer performing altcoins that I have and consolidating them into better coins like Casper, like Ondo, like Solana, and so forth. Now, SUI has not performed well against Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong. Why am I buying SUI when it's not performing so well against Bitcoin? It has had a strong performance against Bitcoin in this bull run, not like Cardano, DOT, and XRP that have absolutely had no upside against Bitcoin in this bull market. SUI had a tremendous run from 38 cents all the way to $2. It is an amazing blockchain. I do like the technology. It's a shame about the tokenomics. Once all these unlocks have really been exhausted, I do think we're going to see some significant upside there. All right, so we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you again all for tuning in. A very happy, blessed, and safe July 4th to all of you. I hope you have a wonderful day. And until the next episode of Tribal Trades, happy trading.